Hey guys, Dell 304 here. Today we're going to be doing an older style video. This is going to be one of my classic, um, you know, usual computer update videos. I haven't done these in a long time. Haven't done one of these in a very long time, and I have just kind of a bunch of general updates on what's happening with my computers. So I think you guys might like this. I've made plenty of these in the past over the few years. So yeah. So as most of you may know, God, it's loud out there. Anyway, as most of you may know, I got this 2006 Mac Pro about 4 days ago-ish, and I've been trying to use it as my main machine. In the overview video, I had it set up with my monitors, using it as a main machine. And it's actually really not that bad for what it is. It's a computer from 2006. It's 9 years old. It's running OS 10 Yosemite just fine. It has 2 dual-core Xeons, as you guys may know. I have this 6670 inside of it, but you see I was able to upgrade the graphics card. I will actually go ahead and show you guys that now. But yeah, the first upgrade I made, the first upgrade I made was technically the RAM. It has 14 gigs of DDR2, fully buffered DIMMs, which is pretty nice. But the second upgrade that I made is the GTX 550 Ti that used to be in my Pentium build, which I actually don't have anymore. I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, I have the 550 Ti in there, and then that's actually not the last upgrade that I'm making to this computer. I did order 2 Intel Xeon X5365s, which are the best CPUs you can put in these. They're 3 GHz quad core with 8 megs of cache each. So theoretically, this thing is about half as powerful as my Retina MacBook Pro. Putting those CPUs in should effectively double the performance and make it about equivalent to my MacBook Pro in terms of performance. Now, I was going to use this machine as my main after I get the Xeons, but I've decided against it for several reasons. The first one being is that OS 10 Yosemite is not officially supported. Obviously, this computer is stuck on OS 10 Lion natively. We were able to modify a few files to get Yosemite on here, and it runs pretty well. But I just don't like the extra burden of having to wait for a software update to be compatible with this machine, and hope that they can make it work. Like, basically this computer is living on borrowed time, which I'm not really a fan of when I have a MacBook Pro that is more powerful, much newer, and will have software support for several years into the future for sure. Now, according to my friend that helped me get this thing on Yosemite, he said that that I shouldn't be worrying about it, that they will make it compatible fairly quickly. But I don't know, I don't really want that kind of burden on my main machine. I just like to have the main computer that I use. I just like to have no bull crap. I want it to, just be my main computer. I don't want to have to do anything to it. I just want to use it. So, yeah. So that's that. And the second reason being, I love my Retina MacBook Pro. This is an amazing laptop, and I just want to use it. And since it's a laptop, and since I travel from here to like my dad's house, or I go on trips sometimes, and I just want one computer for everything. Having this laptop be my only main computer, it makes my life a lot easier. I like to have just one computer that I can take with me whenever, and that makes my life really easy. So yeah, that's why I'm still using the Retina MacBook Pro as my main computer. And even after I upgrade the Xeons, which are coming next week, I probably will still use the Retina MacBook Pro as my main computer. But I mean, don't feel sad because the Mac Pro isn't going anywhere. I'm still going to do the upgrade video that I promised you guys about the upgrading the CPUs, and it will still be a really nice computer. So yeah, that's the Mac Pro and my Retina MacBook Pro. So yeah, I'm using my Retina MacBook Pro again just because it's an awesome laptop, and I really don't want to stop using it. It's funny because I've tried to replace this thing twice, one with this Mac Pro, and I got a Dell Precision M4600 for a couple of days, but I can't replace this laptop. It's just too nice. This is the first laptop that I've had. I think I've had this laptop longer than any other main laptop that I've had. So that's pretty crazy. But yeah, so I just love this computer, and I'm not getting rid of it. I'm going to use it for years to come. So that's that. Now, what is this? Why is my MacBook Pro like floating in midair? Well, I made this ghetto stand for it. I used to use the box to... Oh, my light's falling down. I used to use the box to support this thing because if I have it on the desk, it's too low in comparison to my other monitors. So I put it on the box, and that helped with the height of the display. But the thing is it was running hot. Like, it was running at about 60 Celsius, doing nothing, pretty much. So, you know, I have 4% of CPU usage, and it was just running a little warmer than I thought it should be. So I made this ghetto stand out of a tin box and some rubber pieces. I just kind of taped them to the box, and I also have the patented anti-slip technology, so the whole thing doesn't move around, which is, yeah. I did that, and so now there's a good inch of space between the MacBook Pro's bottom and the stand. So, and it actually has paid off. As you can see here, it's idling at far lower than what it used to be. So as you can see, the CPUs, I mean the cores, are at like the high 40s or 50s, low 50s, and so that's really cool. So the idle temps are definitely improved. I have not rendered video or anything on this thing yet with this setup, so I'm not sure how that's going to affect the temperature, but we'll see. It seems to have lowered the temps a couple degrees, so that's cool. You know, and I've already taken care of repasting this thing. It's got Arctic Silver inside of it, so we're good there for a few years. So that's that. Retina MacBook Pro is running better than actually it ever has. So yeah. Moving on, let's go ahead and get to the other computers. So there's just a couple of... Oh, actually, before we do that, I guess I'll touch on my Pentium build a little bit. I mentioned that I got rid of my Pentium build earlier when I was talking about the Mac Pro. Well, yeah, the Pentium build, Chris expressed the need for a home theater PC, and I got this Dell Optiplex 760 ultra small form factor, and he really wanted it, but I wanted to keep it because, you know, come on, it's just so cool. So I just suggested giving my Pentium build to him because I have the Mac Pro now, so I'm not really going to use it. And so that's kind of what I did. I gave him the Pentium build, and I just basically said, I owe you. If you get something cool in the near future, then I got dibs on it. So, and he agreed to that. You know, we both agreed on that. So that was cool there. What's this Power Mac? I already have one of those over there, as you can see, which I've already made a video on. Well, I got this second one from Manly. Some of you may remember that both of us got these Power Mac G3s. So, yeah, Manly ended up trying to sell his because he didn't really want it anymore, and he couldn't really sell it. Nobody really wanted it, so he just gave it back to me. So now I have two. This thing is missing the front drive bay, and that was about it. The hardware is actually pretty damn good. It has an 80 gig hard drive, an ACBell power supply, which I like. ACBell power supplies are really nice. And then it has 576 megs of RAM. So that's far better than that one. That one has a 6 gig hard drive, 128 megs of RAM, and I think it has a Delta power supply. So yeah, I guess I'll just use this thing for parts and call it a day. So that's that with the Power Mac G3. Back to the 760 for a minute. In my mega unboxing of all this cool stuff, I said that the Dell Optiplex 760 didn't have an external power supply. It didn't come with it, and it's proprietary. Well, I bought one on eBay for $10, so that's coming soon, and I should be able to use that computer. I will probably make a video on that machine, just saying. Over there we have the giant stack of laptops. As you can see, we have my Dell Latitude D430s. Haven't really done anything with those yet since my last video on them, so no real updates there, but the computers are definitely piling up. I have a Core 2 quad in that motherboard box that I might stick in that Gigabyte board. I don't know. I don't really have... Although I have other PC components at my other house, so I might build another Core 2 quad machine with that board, assuming that the bent pin doesn't really affect anything, because that's what the guy said. He said the board still works even though it has that bent pin, which I find kind of hard to believe, but I'll test it someday. So that's that. Another thing I want to say is, well, give me a second. I'll be right back. God, you can see me. Ew. As you can see, I put Windows on my MacBook Pro. I did boot camp, so yeah. And as you can see, this is Windows 10. So I had Windows 7 on as a boot camp on here, but I decided to put Windows 10 on here. So as you can see, bam, Windows 10. I upgraded from Windows 7, my boot camp partition, and I gave Windows 10 a try. And what can I say? Well, honestly, I actually like it. You know, I mean, I hated Windows 8, as a lot of you may know. I made a rant video back in the day, back in like 2012 when it came out, about how Windows 8 was such a piece of shit, which it was. I hated Windows 8, so decided not to use that. Oh, Flux is wondering where I am. Anyway, yeah, I did not like Windows 8 at all, but I installed Windows 10, and I can say that this is really nice. I actually am really liking Windows 10. It's far better than Windows 8. Oh, OneDrive, go away. Okay, Flux, I'll fix you later. But yeah, Windows 10, you know, aside from a couple of things like the white title bars, I tried to do the theme hack, but it doesn't stick for some reason. So yeah, I don't like the white windows, kind of boring. But other than that, I mean, this is pretty nice, honestly. This is how Windows 8 should have been. I mean, obviously we have a new start menu, but it's still a start menu. It's not like that full screen start bullshit. So that's nice. We have our usual things. I mean, they really redesigned some things like this setting app, but it's really not that bad, and I really don't mind Windows 10, honestly. And then we have Cortana. So let's see if we can get this to work. Wait, do I have sound enabled? Let's double check. Okay. Tell me a joke. Why isn't the sound working? But yeah, that's Cortana. So that's kind of cool. And then we have, you know, Google Chrome runs pretty well. Oh, and the biggest thing I like about Windows 10 is display scaling. Obviously, this is a Retina MacBook Pro, so it has a very high resolution screen, so running at native resolution really isn't an option, which is what Windows does. But I was able to scale the display properly, so everything is properly sized and it still looks awesome. So that's really cool. I'm really glad that I could do that. So that's really nice. Windows 10 has independent display scaling, so not only can I scale this display properly, but I can leave this one at native res since it's just a regular 1080p panel. So yes, I love Windows 10's display scaling because previous versions of Windows just really didn't do it very well. So yeah, everything looks pretty damn nice in Windows 10 on this Retina MacBook Pro. You know, and the other changes, like the small UI changes, like, you know, that, I really don't mind. I am really liking Windows 10 overall, and I'm glad that Microsoft finally listened to their users about it, and they're changing their Windows to make it better. So that's cool. Definitely liking Windows 10. I think it's a cool operating system, far better than Windows 8, and I really don't see myself switching back to 7. As my friend said, when he had 8.1, he found himself constantly switching back to 7 just because 8.1 is kind of a pile of donkey do. But Windows 10, I don't see myself switching back, so that is very cool. So yeah, that's basically it. I really have nothing else to say. There's the PowerBook, I just made a video on that. But yeah, that's kind of it for the computer updates. I think I've covered pretty much everything that is worth talking about. So there you are. I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys later.